Jai Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, we are continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavatam from Canto 9. We are on chapter 14 now. Chapter 14 of Canto 9. We are beginning to hear the Moon Dynasty, the descendants are coming in the Moon Dynasty. We finished with the Sun Dynasty. Now we are beginning to hear the descriptions of the Moon Dynasty, how the moon god, he kidnapped Tara, and now Tara has a child. Tara is Brihaspati's wife. So, and Brihaspati is asking Tara to immediately give birth to the child. Going on, Tatyaja Vriddita Tara
Tatyaja vrittita tara
Kumaram Kanaka Prabham
Kumaram kanaka prabham
Spraham Angi Rashas Chakre
Spirham angira shashchakre
Kumare Soma Evacha.
Kumare soma evacha.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sukadev Goswami continued, by Brihaspati's order, Tara, who was very much ashamed, immediately gave birth to the child, who was very beautiful, with a golden bodily hue. Both Brihaspati and the moon god, Soma, desired the beautiful child. Mamayam na tveti uches.
Mamayam na taveti uches.
Tasmin vivadamanayo.
Tasmin vivadamanayo.
Paprachur rishayo deva.
Paprachur rishayo deva.
Nevoche vridita tusa.
Nevo chevriditastu sa.
Fighting again broke out between Brihaspati and the moon god, both of who claimed, "This is my child, not yours." All the saints and demigods present asked Tara whose child the newborn baby actually was. But because she was ashamed, she could not immediately answer. Kumaro Mataram Praha
Kumaro mataram
Kumaromatari
praha.
praha
Kupito Lika Lajjaya
Kupito
kupitolikalajjaya
lajjaya.
Kimna Vachasi Asadvritte
kim
Kim
na
na
vachasi
vachasi
asatvrate
asadvritti.
Atma Vadyam Vadashume.
atma
Atma
asatyam
vadyam
vadashu me.
vadashumi.
The child then became very angry and demanded that his mother immediately tell the truth. "You unchaste woman," he said, "what is the use of your unnecessary shame? Why do you not admit your fault? Immediately tell me about your faulty behavior." Brahma tam raha ahuya
Brahma tamraha ahuya
samaprachich cha santavyan
samaprakshita
Samaprachisya
santavayan
somasyeti ahashanake.
somasya
somasyeti
ahashanake
ahasyanaki.
Somastam tavat agrahit.
somastam
Somastam tavat
tavadagrahi.
agrahi.
Brahma then brought Tara to a secluded place, and after pacifying her, he asked to whom the child actually belonged. She replied very slowly, "This is the son of Soma, the moon god." Then the moon god immediately took charge of the child. Tasyatma yonir akrita
तस्तात्म्योनि अकृत्य
Buddha iti abhidham nripa
बुद्ध इति अभिधां नृप
buddhya gambhirayayena
बुद्धया गम्भीरया येन
putrena poduran mudam.
पुत्रेण आपु अडुराट मृदम्.
O Maharaj Parikshit, when Lord Brahma saw that the child was deeply intelligent, he gave the child the name Buddha. The moon god, the ruler of the stars, enjoyed great jubilation because of this son. Tata Purūravā jagye
ततः पुरूरवाचक्ये
लीलायां ya udaritaha
ईलायां यः उदारतः
tasya rupa gun audarya
तस्य गुणो औदार्य
Shila Dravina Vikrama.
शीला द्रविण विक्रमान्.
Truth War Vashindra Bhavane
श्रुत्वो उर्वशी इन्द्रभवने
Yamana Surarshina
गीयमानान् सुरर्षिणा
Tad Antikam Upeyaya
तत् अन्तिकम् उपेयाय देवी.
Devi Smara Sharardita.
Devi smara sharadita.
शर आर्दिता.
Thereafter from Buddha, through the womb of Ela, a son was born named Purūravā, who was described in the beginning of the 9th canto. When his beauty, personal qualities, magnanimity, behavior, wealth, and power were described by Narad in the court of Lord Indra, the celestial woman Urvashi was attracted to him. Pierced by the arrow of Cupid, she thus approached him. So Soma's son is Buddha, Buddha's son is Purūravā. Soma is the moon god, his son is Buddha, from Buddha is coming Purūravā. And Narad Muni is glorifying Purūravā in Indra's court, and Urvashi is there and hearing about him. She's attracted to him now. Mitra Varunayo Shapat
मित्रवरुण
Mitravarunyoshapa.
Apana Naralokatam
आपन्ना नरको लोकताम्.
Nishamya Purusha Shreshtam
निरीक्षम्य पुरुषः श्रेष्ठम्
Kandarpam Ivarupinam
कन्दर्पम् इव रूपम्.
Ivarupinam.
Ritim Vishtabhya Lalana
धृतिं वृष्टभयललना
Upatashte Tad Antike
उपतस्ते तद् अन्तिके.
Satam Vilokya Nripatir
स तां विलोक्य नृपतिम्
Harshenotpula Lochanaha
हर्षेण उत्फुल्ललोचनः.
Uvacha Shlakshanaya Vacha
उवाच श्रवणय वाचा
Devim Shrishtatanu Ruha.
देवीं हृष्टतनुरुह.
Having been cursed by Mitra and Varuna, The celestial woman Urvashi had acquired the habits of a human being. Therefore, upon seeing Purūravā, the best of males, whose beauty resembled that of Cupid, she controlled herself and then approached him. When Purūravā saw Urvashi, his eyes became jubilant in the ecstasy of joy, and the hairs on his body stood on end. With mild, pleasing words, he spoke to her as follows. So somehow Urvashi had been cursed by Mitra and Varuna. She's a celestial woman actually. She's an Apsara. So he it's mentioned that she acquired the habits of human being. Anyway, she's come to meet Purūravā now. Shri Rajo
Hare Krishna,
Vacha.
Shilpaji. I think we read that Mitra and Varuna cursed Urvashi in the previous chapters,
Yeah, but the
right?
reason was?
And I'm just forgetting what was the reason, but she was cursed because she had done something for the um, some Suryavanshi. She did something for some Suryavanshi in Maharaj Nimi Pranali or something we read, right?
I can't remember now.
And one thing
Anyway,
more I just wanted to ask. So
yeah.
Purūravā, they are saying that we read in the beginning of ninth canto, right?
Uh-huh.
So what was that? I'm just trying to.
I honestly I can't remember. Was it that
Yeah, right?
in passing that okay, we are gonna hear about Purūravā
Okay,
and
okay,
Urvashi,
okay,
and
okay,
so
perfect.
that's
Yeah.
how now we are hearing about them.
Okay, perfect. Okay, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Shri Rajo Vacha
Shri
Srirajo
Rajo
Vacha
Vacha
Swagatam Te Vararohe
Swagatam
Swagatam
Te
Te
Vararohe
Vararohe
Asyatam Karavamakam
Asyatam
Asyatam
Karavama
Karavamavikim
Samramasva Maya Sakam
Samramasvamaya
Samramasvamaya
Sakam
Sakam
Ratirnau Shaswati Samaha.
Ratin
Rati Nau Shashvatihi Samaha.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. King Purūravā said, "O most beautiful woman, you are welcome. Please sit here and tell me what I can do for you. You may enjoy with me as long as you desire. Let us pass our life happily in a sexual relationship." Urvashi Uvacha
Urvashi
Urvashi
Vacha
Vacha
Kasyastvai na Sacheta
Kasya Tvaina
Kasyastvayena
Sajjeta
Sajeta
Manodrishtischa Sundara
Manodrishtischa
Manodrishtischa
Sundara
Sundara
Yad Angantaram Asadya
Yat
Yat
Angantaram
Antanam
Asadhya
Asadya
Chavate Hariram Saya.
Chayavate
Chavati
Hariyam
Hariram
Saya.
Saya
Urvashi replied, O most handsome man, who is the woman whose mind and sight would not be attracted by you? If a woman takes shelter of your chest, she cannot refuse to enjoy with you in a sexual relationship. When a beautiful man and a beautiful woman unite together and embrace one another, how within these three worlds can they check their sexual relationship? Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, Text 45 says, Yan methunadi grahmedi sukhami tucham. So beautiful. There's so much attraction between a man and a woman. Etav uran kaurajan
Eta Urana Kohurajan
Nyaso Rakshasvamanada.
Naya
Nyasa
Naisyo
Rakshasvamanada
Rakshasvamanada
Samram Samramsye Bhavata Sakam.
Samramse
Samramsye
Bhavata
Bhavata
Sakam
Sakam
Shlagya Strinam Varasmitaha.
Shlaghya
Shlagya
Strinam
Srinam Varasmritaha.
Varasmritaha.
My dear King Purūravā, please give protection to these two lambs who have fallen down with me. Although I belong to the heavenly planets and you belong to earth, I shall certainly enjoy sexual union with you. I have no objection to accepting you as my husband, for you are superior in every respect. As stated in the Brahma Samhita 5.40, Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti Kotishva Ashesha Vasudhadi Vibhuti Bhinnam. There are various planets and various atmospheres within this universe. The atmosphere of the heavenly planet from which Urvashi descended after being cursed by Mitra and Varuna was different from the atmosphere of this earth. Indeed, the inhabitants of the heavenly planets are certainly far superior to the inhabitants of earth. Nonetheless, Urvashi agreed to remain the consort of Purūravā, although she belonged to a superior community. A woman who finds a man with superior qualities may accept such a man as her husband. Similarly, if a man finds a woman who is from an inferior family but who has good qualities, he can accept such a brilliant wife, as advised by Sri Chanakya Pandit. Stri Ratnam Dushkulad Api. The combination of male and female is worthwhile if the qualities of both are on an equal level. Any comments? Okay, going on then. Grahatam me vira bhakshyam syan.
Grita
Grahatam me
me
Veerabhakshayam
Virabhakshan
Nikshet vanyatra maithunat.
Naikshitva
Nikshettvanyatra
Anyatra
Maituna
Metunat
Vivasa samtat tatheti.
Vivasasam
Vivasam Tathati
Tattateti
Pratipede mahamanaha.
Pratipeti
Pratipete
Mahamana.
Mahamanaha.
Urvashi said, my dear hero, holy preparations made in ghee, clarified butter will be my eatables, and I shall not want to see you naked at any time, except at the time of sexual intercourse. The great-minded King Purūravā accepted these proposals. So we can see that there are other beings and other planets, heavenly beings are there, more beautiful, more intelligent, more qualified than us. And sometimes because we may see some movies and the beings that are depicted not very good looking or may seem kind of strange. But heavenly planets is, there's very beautiful beings. And of course, then as we go lower planets, then we heard, okay, there's the snakes and then there's the demons, again, those would be different personalities. Aho Rupam Aho Bhavo
Aho
Aho
Rupam
Rupam
Aho
Aho
Bhavo
Bhavo
Naraloka Vimohanam
Naraloka
Naraloka
Vimohanam
Vimohanam
Kona Seveta Manujo
Kona
Kona
Seveta
Sevita
Manujo
Manujo
Devim Tvam Swayam Agatam.
Devim
Devi
Tvam
Tvam
Swayam Agatam.
Purūravā replied, O beautiful one, your beauty is wonderful and your gestures are also wonderful. Indeed, you are attractive to all human society. Therefore, since you have come of your own accord from the heavenly planets, who on earth would not agree to serve a demigoddess such as you? It appears from the words of Urvashi that the standard of living, eating, behavior, and speech are all different on the heavenly planets from the standards on this planet Earth. The inhabitants of the heavenly planets do not eat such abominable things as meat and eggs. Everything they eat is prepared in clarified butter, nor do they like to see either men or women naked, except at the time of sexual intercourse. To live naked or almost naked is uncivilized, but on this planet Earth, it has now become fashionable to dress half naked, and sometimes those like hippies live completely naked. Indeed, there are many clubs and societies for this purpose. Such conduct is not allowed, however, on the heavenly planets. The inhabitants of the heavenly planets, aside from being very beautiful, both in complexion and beautiful features, are well behaved and long living, and they eat first class food in goodness. These are some of the distinctions between the inhabitants of the heavenly planets and the inhabitants of earth. So, what were the things that she was telling Purūravā that what does she need?
She will only eat the food that will be in the ghee, that will be cooked
Yeah,
in the ghee.
yeah,
And she will not see him naked, except only when the intercourse time, sexual
yeah,
intercourse.
yeah. And then when she just first met him, she said that she has also come with, who has come with her, and they need
The two
protection.
lambs. The two
Yeah, the
lambs.
two lambs. She said these two lambs have come with me, and you need to protect them. Okay. So Tayasa Purusha Shreshto
Taya sa purusha shreshto
Ramayantaya Yatharhataha
Ramayan
Ramayantaya yatharhatah
Reme Sura Vihareshu
Reme
Nirmi sura
Vihareshu
vihareshu
Amam Chet Rathadishu.
Kamam
Kamam
Chitratha Adishu.
Chaitanya
Sukadev Goswami continued, the best of human beings, Purūravā, began freely enjoying the company of Urvashi, who engaged in sexual activities with him in many celestial places, such as Chaitrarat and Nandanakanana, where the demigods enjoy. Ramamanas Taya Devya,
Rama Manasaya
Ramanasaya
Devya
Devya
Padma Kinjal Gagandaya,
Padma
Padma
Kinchal
Kinjal
Gandaya
Kagandaya
Tan Mukhamoda Mushito,
Tat Mukha
Tanmukhamoda
Amodo
Mushito
Mumude Harganan Bahun.
Mumude Ahaganan Bahut
Mudharganan
Urvashi's body was as fragrant as the saffron of a lotus. Being enlivened by the fragrance of her face and body, Purūravā enjoyed her company for many days with great jubilation. So also comes to mind that as Prabhupada was mentioning, that in the heavenly planets, people eat food in the mode of goodness. You know, they behave well, they're very well behaved, they dress properly. And then we can see now our current I should say, modern civilization, how we are, you know, doing such opposite things. You know, the food that we are eating, there's so many slaughterhouses here, and then the type of dressing And then we say, oh, we want to go heavenly planets. So we can see that, how one has to actually conduct oneself to be able to go to heavenly planets. Otherwise, one will just go down to the lower planets. Right? Like how you're accustomed to, that's where we are going to go then. Okay. Apashyan urvashim indro.
Apashyan
Apashyan
urvashim
urvachim
indro.
indro
Gandharvan samachodayat.
Gandharvan
Gandharvan
samachodayat.
samacodayat
Urvashi rahitam mayam.
Urvashi rahitam
urvashirahitam
mahyam.
mayyam
Asthanam nati shobhate.
Asthanam
asthanam
nati
nati
shobhate.
shobhati.
Not seeing Urvashi in his assembly, the king of heaven, Lord Indra, said, without Urvashi, my assembly is no longer beautiful. Considering this, he requested the Gandharvas to bring her back to his heavenly planet. So Urvashi is from Indralok, and now Lord Indra is saying, oh, but Urvashi adds so much opulence to my kingdom. Bring her back. Te upetya maharatre.
Te upetya
Upetyam
maharatre
maharatre.
Tamasi pratyupasthite.
Tamasi
tamasi
pratyupasthite.
pratyupasthite
Urvashaya urunau jaharur.
Urvashya
urvashya urano
uranojanu.
jaru
Yasto rajani jayaya.
yasya
Narasaurajni jayaya.
ajaya
As the Gandharvas came to earth, and at midnight, when everything was dark, they appeared in the house of Purūravā and stole the 2 lamps entrusted to the king by his wife Urvashi. The dead of night refers to midnight. The Mahanisha is described in this Smriti mantra. Mahanisha dve ghatike ratre madhyam ya yamayoho. 12 o'clock midnight is called the dead of night. 12 o'clock midnight is called dead of night. Now we can see in the city, 12 o'clock doesn't seem that dead anymore. If we are
no.
awake at that time, at 12, so, but yeah, anyways. But if you remember, like maybe many years ago, 20, 30 years ago, maybe, or even earlier, then yeah, it will be, everyone will be sleeping.
Hare
In
Krishna.
small cities, Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
In a
In
small
small
city,
cities,
yeah,
Shilpaji still, 12
yeah,
o'clock is really dead. Like in Jaipur, when I
huh,
used to go, the 12 o'clock used to be dead, but not recently, like a year or two. But before that, it really used to be dead. But like
okay,
when I went to Delhi and Bombay, no,
yeah.
it didn't feel like it was 12. So, but yeah, in Jaipur, or even when we go to some villages, like, like Khatu Shamji or some nearby places, 12 is dead.
Hmm,
It's even
okay.
our Temu also area. After
Ah,
10, it's like, yeah, so right, quiet.
yeah, yeah. If you in the lanes and all
We
that,
compare to
especially.
Yeah,
Taipei's
if you in
right?
the lane, but on
Yeah,
the roads,
yeah,
no. On the roads, Taipei
yeah.
is not dead. Like, not kind of dead on the
No, but
road,
in our
main.
Temu area, it's quite, the
Emo,
same. Yeah,
Emo, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to ask the lamps were entrusted to Urvashi, was given to Urvashi by who? And something was mentioned, no?
Urvashi gave the lamps to Purūravā and said, "These
Oh,
are my lamps.
Urvashi.
They've come with
Oh,
me from the
so you get that.
heavens, and you have
Uh-huh.
to take care of them."
Okay, because the
So
Gandharvas have come to take the lamps
yeah,
also.
yeah. So now because Urvashi said, "See, these are my conditions. You have to protect the lamps. You have to give me food and ghee, and I should never see you without clothes
Yeah.
unless sexual intercourse. Otherwise, I will leave. Now,
Mhm.
Indra wants Urvashi to come back.
Yeah.
So then now the Gandharvas are making a situation which will make Urvashi to go back.
Oh, okay.
Nisham ya kranditam devi
Nisham
Nishamya
Karindita
Kranditam Devi
putrayor niyamanayo
Putrayo
Putra
Niyamanayoh
atasmi aham kun athena
Hata
Hatasmi
Asmi Aham
Aham
Kunatena
Atina
napumsa viramanina.
Napumsa Viramanina.
Napusamanina.
Urvashi treated the two lambs like her own sons. Therefore, when they were being taken by the Gandharvas and began crying, Urvashi heard them and rebuked her husband. Now I am being killed, she said, under the protection of an unworthy husband who's a coward and a eunuch, although he thinks himself a great hero. So we can see she's so attached to the lambs. The Gandharvas are taking, and she's telling her husband, what is this going on? You're just sitting here, they are taking away my lambs. You just think you're a hero, but what you're doing. Yad Vishrambhad Aham Nashta.
Yad
Yad
Vishwabhat
Vishrambhat
Aham
Aham Nashta
Nasta
Shritapat Shrit Apatya Cha Dasyubehe.
Krita Apatya Cha
Vittapatya
Dasyubhi
Chadashvi
Yashete Nishi Santrasto.
Yaha
Yachete
Nishite
Nishi
Nishi
Santrasto
Santrasto
Thanari Devapaman.
Yatha
Yata
Nari
Nari
Vivapaman.
Divapaman.
Because I depended on him, the plunderers have deprived me of my two sons, the lambs, and therefore I am now lost. My husband lies down at night in fear, exactly like a woman, although he appears to be a man during the day. Iti vaksaya kir viddaha
Iti
Iti
Vaksaya Ke
Vaksate
Vidnaha
Vittaha
pratot pratottarer eva kunjaraha
Pratotre
Pratotre
Iva
Iva
Kunjaraha
Kunjara
nishi nistrimsham adaya
Nishi
Nishi Nishitrinshayam Adaya
Nishtaya
vivastro bhayadrabadrusha.
Vivastro
Vivastro
Abhayadravadrusha
Vadrusha
Purūravā, stricken by the sharp words of Urvashi, like an elephant struck by its driver's pointed rod, became very angry, not even dressing himself properly. He took a sword in hand and went out naked into the night to follow the Gandharvas, who had stolen the lamps. Te visrajyo ranau tatra
Devisrijau
Devisriyo
Pranau
Pranotatra
Tatra
vyadyo tantasma vidyutaha
Vyaddo
Vyadyo
Tantasma Vidyutaha
Vidyutaha
adaya meshav ayantam
Adayamisha
Adayamisha
Ayantam
Ayanta
nagnam ekshata sapatim.
Nagnam
Nagnam
Ikshate Rapatim
Ekshata
After giving up the two lamps, the Gandharvas shone brightly like lightning, thus illuminating the house of Purūravā. Urvashi then saw her husband returning with the lamps in hand, but he was naked, and therefore she left. So see how the Gandharvas played. They were taking the lamps. Urvashi then started getting so upset. Hey, get the lamps. What are you doing? You know, you're a hero and you're just sitting here. and then he was naked. So he went and got the lamps. So then it was so dark at night, then from their body they shone the light, and then she could see. And they're giving back the lamps, but then she can see he's naked, and that was the condition. So she left them. We'll continue tomorrow. Then what happens?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone wanted to add anything? Any comments? Okay, we'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Thank